What up, homies? It's your boy Stev, and welcome to the bracket. Back in 2020, like most of the world, me and Ash didn't have a lot going on, so we decided to make a list of the 130 greatest movies of all time and pit them against each other, tournament style, to see which ones came out on top. We judged them against each other in 5 categories: production, writing, acting, originality, and rewatchability. Whichever movie took the most categories moved on. Don't get me wrong, it was rarely unanimous between us, but it was always a lot of fun. Just a heads up, we did record these a few years ago, so if the timeline feels a bit weird, that's why. If you want to check out the list of the 130 movies, I'll put a link to our website in the description below. So without further ado, let's all go back to the land of 2020, where all we did was sit at home, drink excessively, and watch flicks. Enjoy. All right, here we go. Ocean's 11 taking on Snatch. You know, Brits are occupying the United States. George Clooney taking on Jason Statham. Or Brad Pitt taking on Brad Pitt.
Taking on Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I mean, what do you got? 2 very different movies.
Very different.
I didn't really notice that until I was watching it this time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I saw Ocean's 11 years ago, and then I watched Snatch years ago, too. What I found really entertaining about Snatch is I actually remembered, 2 things from the movie that were not important, but I thought that's what the movie was about. So I'm like, okay, it's about Jews that do heists, and it's about the dog with the squeaky toy. Turns out that is the least important person in the whole movie. So let's just say I did not remember Snatch.
Okay. Ocean's 11.
Yeah. How do you like it? It was one of the
This is the problem, right? These are 2 very different movies, and I didn't do that on purpose. I actually thought they were more similar, and the reason why I actually put them together is because I thought they were very similar in tone.
Okay.
In the style of comedy that they have. I thought that was clever. But I don't know, they're 2 different in the sense that one is a team of people do something, and then Snatch is almost the opposite. It's everybody's so spread apart.
Right.
It's everybody has their own story, trying to get but they're both about realistically a heist. One's about a giant diamond, and the other one's about robbing a casino, right? I don't know.
Honestly, I would have paired these 2 together.
Yeah?
I would have.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
I think they both have I understand what you're saying, but they do have the same feeling.
Yeah.
They do both make me laugh. They both made me feel emotions. They both made me,
Okay. And it's funny because, and I thought they'd be a really, really fun double feature,
right.
Which is exactly how I watched it. This last Saturday,
so I watched them both back to back.
Me too. So,
yeah.
And they were fun. They were fun to watch.
I definitely enjoyed Ocean's 11 more.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Please, nothing against Snatch. I will rewatch Snatch right now.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11, I just thought was so much more, I don't want to say put together, but it was just clever. There's a good word. It was more clever writing.
So I've watched both of these movies, upwards of 10 times.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big fan of both of these movies. I think their casts are spectacular in both of these movies. But I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there. Ocean's 11 is a better movie. It just is.
Yeah.
It's actually funny you brought it up. Of my points, the only point that Snatch gets is rewatchability.
Oh, okay.
I could literally rewatch Snatch over and over and over again. I just find that movie endlessly entertaining. Just all of the characters and the way they fit.
The way they talk is hilarious. And they call the Pikes.
Mm-hmm, the Pikeys?
Yeah. Just the way they talk. And then the getaway driver, Tyrone or whatever. Just, he is 500 pounds. And this guy's the getaway driver. The whole movie is just aimed for more comedic. Mm-hmm. And that's why I liked Snatch.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's there's something about that. Both of these movies, there's something about just a bunch of dudes You know what I mean? Just being stupid boys. Right. And like, you know what I mean? We're going to go steal this thing. And like, they're all dumb about it because they're a bunch of dudes. Yeah. And it's like, and I think it's fun.
And they're all tripping over each other. Yeah, 100%. It's just funny.
But yeah, so yeah, rewatchability, I give it to Snatch 100%, but I have to give it to Oceans in every other category. Like, its writing is superior, its production is superior. The cast, as much as I love the cast of Snatch, I think the cast of Oceans is better,
Right.
and they're better together. You know what I mean? And maybe that's it. It's like they all play off each other very well. Like,
Right.
like not only does George Clooney and Brad Pitt play off each other very well, because they really do, but Brad Pitt and Matt Damon play off each other really well, and George Clooney and Don Cheadle play, Don Cheadle and anybody, right? They all play off each other so well that
While in Snatch, it's only the pairs that are right.
100. It's a lot of pairs of two. It's a lot of
How they connect to each other. It doesn't matter how Brad Pitt and this guy gets along.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter in the movie.
100%.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
So, but yeah. So I mean, I gotta throw it out there. It's right off the bat 4-1 for.
I
Ocean's
actually
11.
agree with you.
Really?
The exact same points, the exact same everything.
And again, I mean, Snatch is a really good movie. Actually, I remember when I first got into watching movies, back when I was a teenager, like, Snatch was one of the first movies I ever bought. Big fan of it. Like, it's a really, really good movie.
Right.
I mean, it's probably my favorite of Guy Ritchie's filmography, and he's had some pretty fantastic movies. So, like, but I don't know. I think Ocean's 11 is a pretty spectacular movie.
I do think that last point for me is even... It's like so close that Ocean's 11 almost took all 5.
Oh, really?
So I'm just being like, I don't want to say I'm being nice, but like, because I loved Snatch. I'm trying to give them something.
Yeah.
But like Ocean's 11 for me, I could rewatch it right now over and over. I just think it was so clever, and it brought on this whole new era of movies that there's been so many after it. Not Ocean's franchise, just robbing in general.
Yeah, it's like clever heists, right?
Right. Clever
like,
heist thing.
Clever heist movies were big, I guess, back in like the 70s, right?
See, but this movie made it cool for me personally.
100%.
When I saw Ocean's 11, I went, oh, okay, I like these kinds of movies. What else is there? Mm-hmm. Ocean's 11 did that for me.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like, that's... unfortunately, I wish I had more to say right off the bat in the non-spoiler section. But I mean, I gotta give some love to Snatch. It's a really, really good movie. It's really tight, especially if you like. So Guy Ritchie has done a couple of movies like this. He did Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels first. That was his first movie, which was the first movie ever to have Jason Statham in it.
Okay.
And like Vinny Jones,
who's great, by the way.
who's amazing.
I love him.
And Vinny Jones is his first movie too. They're both like football players, soccer players. And
isn't Statham and She's the Man? Isn't that the coach?
No, that's Vinny Jones.
That's Vinny Jones. Yeah.
But he's so good.
He's so intense.
Apparently, Vinny Jones has like the record of the most red cards in football, which is red cards is like you get thrown out of the game. Apparently, he has like the record for them. He used to just clobber people all the time, like, which is funny because like when he's looking for like a gangster, who are you gonna get? Like this huge, Vinny Jones, like. So like that's the thing. So like Lock, Stock's a great movie. Snatch is almost like it's a sequel. It's like a pseudo like it's like a I'm trying to think of the like a spiritual. It's like a spiritual sequel to Lock, Stock. It's like none of the same characters. Nothing. It just feels like the same movie. Kind of like the way Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction were like. Okay. It's kind of like. Their sequels, and then they did a third one with Rock and Rolla, which kind of introduced the world of Tom Hardy a little bit, and then did a fourth one with The Gentleman. So like, I love his movies, and Snatch is definitely the best of them. But I don't know, like Ocean's 11 just knocked out of the park from like the music to the cast to like Steven Soderbergh's direction, who is another person who like never really made a movie like this before. Like Steven Soderbergh, he like came onto the. He came out with like Sex Lies Videotape. That was like his first movie. Okay. And then he made movies like Traffic, which got him like Academy attention. And then he made like Aaron Brockovich and shit like that. And then like all of a sudden he just comes out with Ocean's 11, and it's like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and another thing too, like that's interesting is, so this is a remake of a movie featuring the Rat Pack. Like Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin and like and Sammy Davis Jr. in that,
which I never seen.
Yeah, so I've seen them both, and as much as I like the Frank Sinatra one, it's a very fun movie as well. I really, really just like the the George Clooney.
Okay.
And and I like the fact that they kind of created their own Rat Pack. Like they created like a new group of people that always like work together, and it's kind of nice.
Right.
But yeah, no, I definitely give it 4 to 1.
It's funny that I just watched Ocean's 8 last week, and I didn't really watch Ocean's 11 before this. I did, but it was a long time ago. So it's funny that she's like, we brought back an old friend, and it's like the little Chinese guy, and I thought it was so funny that like I didn't get a lot of the references.
That was the one thing I liked about that movie. I'm gonna come out there.
Oh, I liked Ocean's 8.
Ocean's 8 was okay. I found it.
Sorry for all the viewers, it's the one with Sandra Bullock in it.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I don't want to spoil it too much, and that's my
right.
issue.
Okay, it's fine, but
Everything I want to say about it is kind of a spoiler. I didn't think the heist was very clever.
oh,
And then there was something about the ending that was like, what? Like,
I liked it. Okay, you just suck. All right.
but like, I did like that.
You like Blade Runner, so I mean,
Hey, Blade Runners are fantastic.
he's still sour that it liked that movie.
But like, but I mean, going on though, like the Ocean's trilogy. You haven't seen 12 or 13, eh?
Can't recall them.
They're-
I probably have.
Ocean's 11 is the best of the three, but the 12 and 13 are fun as well.
Like, I remember 11. I remember the guys in front of like the Bellagio fountain. Like I remember Ocean's 11. I don't really know much about the heists in 12 and 13, which makes me want to say that no, I don't. I didn't watch them.
Okay.
I will now.
Yeah.
Because I'm all for trilogies, but I always know the first one is always the best.
Yeah, for sure.
Fight me if you want. There might be a number 2 that's better than number 1.
Oh, there's a few. I mean, Godfather Part 2 is. Oh, yeah.
I've never seen either one.
Oh, you're going to see them.
It's on this list, guys. It is on. Are they together?
No, I almost put. I didn't put Godfather 2 on the list, and I should have.
And it's the better one.
I actually. Oh, it's hard. I know.
It's fine. I'll watch it off the list.
It's a movie that I think if we did like a fifth quarter, like because we're doing the 4 quarters,
right.
If we do a fifth quarter, I might throw Godfather Part 2 on there.
Can't do a fifth.
I know. I almost did them both though.
You're crazy.
I almost did them both together, but then I decided on a separate Francis Ford Coppola movie coming in a couple of weeks. You'll see.
I know everything's coming up. I haven't even released everything yet. Just the 16th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Actually,
anyways,
I think it's a part of the 16th.
We're getting off topic.
It might be.
It might be near the bottom then.
Speaking of off topic, actually, let's just go off topic a little bit. Last week, we were during the. I don't even fucking remember which one it was. I believe it was Casablanca and Citizen Kane. Yeah. We were talking about what was the first computer animated movie? No, the first movie.
Yes,
the first movie with computer animation in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing that was ever computer animated in a movie.
Okay.
I Googled it.
Okay.
It was bugging me. Westworld. So
Westworld.
So right now there's a show.
That's all the creatures and stuff.
It's like it's very ironic that we were talking about Jurassic Park because it's from the guy who wrote the book Jurassic Park wrote the screenplay for the movie, which came out, and I want to say early 70s.
Okay.
It's called Westworld, and it's fucking pretty much Jurassic Park. Okay, but instead of dinosaurs, it's robots. Okay, where it's like there's like this theme park and like, but they're robots, right? And you can do anything you want to them. And
maybe I have seen it. I'm trying to think if I've seen
well, that's the thing. There's a show right now called Westworld that's based off of this movie, and it's pretty big right now. But the movie itself, there's a scene where you see from the perspective of one of the robots.
Okay.
And it's showing like, I don't know, glitchy shit and like, anyway, that was the first
that
computer
tiny
animation.
Little scene.
So, it's a trivia question.
They made a giant dinosaurs, but they had to computer animate.
That was years later.
This little screen.
Yeah, it was like his view, right? So it's almost like the way the Predator sees shit.
Yes.
It was like that.
Yeah. Oh,
so
how funny.
So that's
I can't believe you actually Googled that.
I Googled that.
Like Iron Man, like that's the first thing I thought of when you said that. Like Iron Man, whenever he sees the battery life and everything in his helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I can't believe you actually Googled that. And what year was that? Oh, no, I'm going to drive him crazy.
I believe, if I had to guess, I believe it was 1971, but I'm
Okay. Let's just say 1971.
I don't
Nobody tell him if he's wrong. Just let him have his
Just
1971.
Let me be delusional. Please, let me think I know
Until next
things.
week, and then we'll talk about,
Anyway, so Snatch, we hardly knew ye.
loved-
Sorry this tournament got snatched away from you.
You're so funny.
Finger guns.
By the way, I do gotta say that Brad Pitt must have had a lot of fun just talking gibberish. Here's your script, just don't say it right.
I mean, between this Fight Club, between Snatch, Fight Club, and Ocean's 11, he had a great couple of years, eh?
Man, he looked good.
Yeah,
Man, he took off his shirt for the boxing match. I'm like, oh shoot, here we go. He looked just like Fight Club. Fight Club, he looked more. I know this gonna sound really horrible, but he looks more like a man to me. He looks like he's been in the business a few years. Yes, thank you. Then Snatch looks like he's been around for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess Fight Club came after Snatch.
Fight Club was before.
Really? Because he was bigger.
It was 2 years before.
Yeah,
he was huge, eh? And he had I don't think it helped either that I think in Fight Club he had the spiky hair.
Yeah.
It almost makes him, and then when he's got the Justin Bieber kind of look in Snatch, it kind of makes him look younger. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ocean's 11, you go on. Snatch, I'm sorry. We do love you.
You're one of my faves, but no, Ocean's is just a better movie. I apologize. Spoilers. Spoilers.
I am gonna, everybody cover your ears. I'm gonna try to eat an egg, but I'm gonna cover myself. He said I'm very, very loud when I try to eat one. I'm barricading myself in a pillow. So, spoilers.
Okay, spoilers. Are you ready? I could hear it.
You can still hear it? Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit. It's okay. How many did you put in there?
Just one. Hey, no more eggs. No more. Whatever. Stop. My cheeks hurt. I'm smiling too much. Okay, spoilers. You were supposed to talk when I was chewing and you didn't.
We're distracting you now.
That's distracting.
No, it's time to distract you. Okay, so
Did you forget what we're talking about?
A little bit.
Because of my loud horse chewing.
All right, of the two movies, both movies, many characters.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character? We'll do one of each. Both movies.
I'm really horrible with actor names. I'm sorry. Isn't his name Bernie? Bernie Mac?
Oh, Bernie Mac?
I love him.
He's so good.
Love him. And he looks so over it. He's just so why are we still fucking doing this? I loved Bernie.
Yeah, I agree.
And in Snatch, it has to be
Bulletooth Tony, right?
No, see, I would just say Brad Pitt. I liked him. He did good.
Oh yeah, he's really good though. He
did good.
And I like the fact that he is the one who kills the villain at the end.
Who kills the what?
Who kills the villain?
Yeah.
I like that. The reason why he never listened was because he always put money on himself because he knew everybody was gonna bet a particular the way that he's supposed to go. So he put money
and then
against
he fucking ditches.
I love it, and he's really good. But I'm of the opinion that Bulletooth Tony is the fucking best character in that movie. Really? I love it. He's when the dog eats the diamond. And then he's like, it's in the dog. And the guy's like, all right, cut him open, Tony. And Tony's like, I'm not going to cut this dog open. Which is actually very funny because I just watched the movie Gone in 60 Seconds the other day, the Nicolas Cage one. And he's in that movie. And there's a scene where a dog eats the keys. And the first thing he does is he pulls out a knife. So it's very funny that at the same that movie both those movies came out about the same time. So it's very funny. In one movie he's told to do it and he's like, I'm not fucking doing that. And then the next movie
which one he's a gangster to you? I thought he'd be more stronger in Snatch. Oh, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I love the twist in Snatch is great. How, in order to sell the diamond, the guy has to go back to London, to settle. I think that's humorous.
Yeah. I do like how like everything kind of came together, and it's actually very funny. It's not until you're watching Snatch for like, I don't know, like I said, I've watched it a couple of times. I watched it a number of times, and Jason Statham's story really has nothing to do with the diamond at all.
Yeah, I don't
The
think it does.
only thing it has to do with the diamond is he's the one who finds it in the end. That's literally it. Those characters don't even fucking...
Yeah, because they took away the dog.
Oh. Actually, that's not true. He does actually kind of...
No, he's with the fighter. He's with Brad Pitt.
Yeah, so actually that's true. So when
He's the
when
one
they
that
switch,
tells him to go down in the fourth.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But that has something to do with the diamond heist, the diamond half of it, except for, and I just remembered, because they switched fighters from Gorgeous George to Brad Pitt, the bookies didn't have any money. So when they went to rob the bookie, she's like, all bets are off because they switched fighters. So that does actually affect. So they do actually. So that's kind of interesting. Actually, you know what? Maybe this movie didn't deserve writing. No, Ocean's 11 is a better written movie, but still,
it's
still tight. But it's still tight. Like because this character did this, it affects other characters in ways that like you would never think, right?
Right.
But I just think the ending of Ocean's 11 is clever. Even the directing of Ocean's 11 is super clever. Like they do something really interesting in Ocean's 11. So within the first maybe half an hour, maybe 40 minutes, there's a scene where Brad Pitt, he gets a stripper to steal like a card off of a security guard. And he gets into his car, and in the back of his car is like a shitload of balloons. And then the camera zooms in on it. Okay? And then it zooms out, and the balloons are now being carried by Casey Affleck
in the casino.
Okay. That's interesting. Later on in the movie, there's a scene where they're practicing, I want to say in the warehouse, and then the camera is in a car watching them, and then it zooms in on an air freshener.
And then it zooms back out.
Okay, but that's not until the very end of the movie.
Okay.
But that's very interesting. That it's almost like the balloon part is training you to think, I'm zooming into something. This is really important. So then when they do it later with the air freshener, your brain should almost subconsciously be like, oh, this is important. But then
I think you thought about it too much.
It's very possible. But I do like that the air freshener is in the SWAT van. Like, it's very, very clever. And I love the fact that Saul asks, like, it is Saul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saul, who's like, so let's just say we get into this vault. We get past the guard.
Yeah, an elevator we can't get in.
Yeah.
Going into the hallway we can't get to. Into the vault that we can't get in.
Yeah. We're just supposed to walk out with $150 million and not get stopped?
It's like 15 seconds silence.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's exactly what they do. It's like, it's so clever. It is so crazy clever.
I can honestly say, I know I might be a little late to the party, but I actually did not guess what was going to happen in the ending.
No,
and that is very, very rare for me to not know what's going to happen. I did not guess the SWAT. I didn't.
No, see, it's very clever. I remember the first time I saw it, it blew my fucking brain. Like, I was like, no, like, it's very clever. It's very simple, but it's very clever at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Which makes sense, because... Yeah, okay. See, because whenever they're in the fake vault, and they were training little Asian buddy to, like, jump backwards.
The amazing yen, yeah.
Amazing yen, thank you. To jump backwards onto, like, the cabinet, and how far can you jump without getting laser touched? I guess it was all because, they were filming everything.
Yeah.
So he didn't even really have to do that.
No, well, they had to get it in the vault still.
Why wouldn't they be let in the vault by himself?
No. Well, they still have to get in the vault to get the money out. Oh, I guess you'd think...
Security guards had it open because they were like, shit, we're robbed.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Why did they? That's a good question, actually. I don't know.
So it's almost like they didn't even have to really do any of that. They walked in SWAT teams. They were like, we're getting robbed. Opened the vault. They didn't even have to open the vault because they shot everybody in that hallway. Didn't they kill all those people?
They didn't kill anybody.
But like
they knocked them out.
And then they just kind of let themselves in the vault, took everything, and left and swapped things. So when he went downstairs, he's like, oh shit, everyone's all tied up and knocked out. My shit's gone. Yeah. What happened? And then it turns out, oh.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. But I still think it's very tight, very well written movie.
I love that movie. That was a good
It's really good.
And just them at the end with the Bellagio fountain was such a sweet moment.
I even like the opening shit, too, with Brad Pitt. When he's, like, teaching all of the young stars how to play poker. So, they got Topher Grace from That 70s Show. You got Joshua Jackson from Dawson's Creek. You got, like, a bunch of them, right? And I love there's one scene when they're walking out. Topher Grace and Brad Pitt are walking out. And they walk out the front door. And Topher Grace gets, like, mobbed by, like, tabloid, like, the like paparazzi.
Yeah.
And Brad Pitt just walks right through. I think it's a very funny, like... It's one of those things where you have to know that Brad Pitt is like the most famous person in the world. But even back then, he was, right? He was married to like Jennifer Aniston at the time. Like, so
I think he was married to Jennifer Aniston at that time.
I think he was. So like, that's fucking hilarious. It's just a funny joke. But it only works if you know who Brad Pitt is, right? It's a joke that probably won't work like 60 years from now. But like, I think it's very funny.
Topher Grace wasn't really big at that time.
That 70s Show. He was.
Yeah, but that was all he's known for.
Yeah, pretty much. But
he wasn't in any movies or anything, right?
No.
And then another thing I laughed at that I thought was amazing was they're all at the house and they all meet up and everyone's like, and Danny, he's like, all right, well, just letting you know, you can leave now if you want to. And they all go inside except for Matt. Damon. And he's sitting outside and Soul's like, so you're from Chicago? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, I heard it's beautiful. Yeah, it is very beautiful. All right, good. Yeah, get the fuck in the house. Yeah. And he's like, okay. And he just gets up. It's like the most, like, he thought that was the conversation was going to be about.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, like, get the fuck in the house. You don't have a choice. Let's go. And I made the fucking math. They made like $13 million each.
Yeah, so the sequel, the Ocean's 12, what it's about is...
No spoilers.
No. Just the general basic. It's about Terry Benedict finds all of them.
Oh.
And forces them to, like, pay him back. But a lot of them have, like, spent the money already.
I know Terry from a lot of things, but he's always the same character.
Yeah, pretty much. He's in, like, The Untouchables. He plays the same character. He's in Godfather Part 3. But, like, I don't know. But
I've never seen it.
You haven't seen the first two, which are the better
ones. Yeah, why? I've seen number 3. Yeah, could you imagine? Like, I'm trying to think of what I've seen him in, and he plays the exact same character, just the rich
Yeah, you can only play the one character. There's actually something super interesting, actually, about really both of these movies that's I never really thought about until this particular time. There's a scene when Don Cheadle... He plays Basher, right, in Ocean's 11, and he is opening the safe with like the explosives at the first time he's introduced, and so he's got like 10 guys with him. He's the one who does all of the work opening the safe, and then he walks in and the alarm goes off, and he turns around, he looks at all the other guys, he's like, "I gave you all one job to do,
yeah,
and you couldn't do it." And then he's being walked out, and then Brad Pitt like intercepts him. And then Brad Pitt's like, "I got a job. You want in?"
Yeah, because he's like, "Did you frisk him yet?" And then they're talking.
Yeah, and he's go get. Oh, what does he say? Leibowitz or whatever. He's like, "Who? Just find him, will you?"
Yeah. To the cop. Yeah.
But he's walking away, and he's like, "Listen, I got this job. You in?" And Basher responds with, "It'd be nice working with proper villains for once."
Yeah.
It's a very interesting thing to think. Everybody in both of these movies are not good people. Like, they're all fucking thieves and, like...
Yeah.
And, like, they're all gangsters and they're all greasy, actually. Why do we like them so much?
Because even the one scene with Danny and the ex-wife, and she's like, all you do is, whatever, lie and steal or whatever.
He's like, "I only lied about being a thief."
Yeah, you lying thief or whatever. And he's like, "I don't do that anymore. what thief? And he's like, no, lie.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's not changing, yet she stayed.
Yeah.
Because she was like, how long are you going to be? 3 to 6 months, and then 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, and they pick him up. And I do like that. That
was a cute little interception.
That is actually another thing I really liked about... Okay, if there's one thing I liked about Ocean's 8, I will say, I do like that it opens with the same scene. But it's her getting out of prison.
Right.
That's kind of clever.
And it's the exact ssame idea, the same rings and everything. And
yeah.
she has his watch.
Yeah.
Which is the same, yeah.
But I don't know. I never really thought about it. Like, oh, they're all kind of villains.
Right.
But I fucking love every one of these characters.
Well, the Amazing Yen isn't really...
I mean, no, that's true.
I guess, obviously he is, because he's a thief. And he's still a thief in Ocean's 8, which is a long time later.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's obviously... But yeah, he was in Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
So it's like he's
like... I mean, that's true, I guess.
And Bernie was a dealer.
Yeah, but he was...
he was under a different name.
Yeah.
But he's not Frank anymore. He was something else. Yeah, I don't know why we like them so much. That's a funny idea. I don't know.
Something to think about.
What?
Just something to think about. I don't know. Anyway.
Sorry if you can hear that. Is that fireplace again?
Fucking fireplace. Fuck this thing. Anyway.
Yeah, I never thought of that. That's so funny.
That's something to think about.
I do like that. I liked both those movies, and I will rewatch them again.
Yeah.
Just right now, I have like 120 more I need to watch first.
We got a couple. We're
and that's if this is the only one, because if we keep tacking on, then...
Yeah.
I'm going to be never ending. So,
there's a near infinite amount of movies to watch. No, there is. I mean, now that YouTube's a thing, actually, like...
Oh, jeez. And I just watched Pitch Perfect. What a good movie.
Not on the list, surprisingly. I actually like that movie, too, though. It's very good.
And Would You Rather I just watched, which is a very interesting movie.
Would You Rather? Is that the one with actually Brittany Snow from Pitch Perfect?
Yeah.
It's okay.
It was very just gross. It's a gross movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I started watching a show actually. It's really good called Servant. Have you heard of it? It's on Apple Plus. It's pretty good. It's like
Apple Plus.
Yeah.
Apple has a Plus.
Yeah, Apple has like a streaming service. It's fucking awful.
Oh God, how much is that?
It's like $5.
So all of these things are $5 each, and that's $30 a month.
Yeah, it's $5, but it's but if you buy an Apple product, if you buy like
which I do,
yeah.
TV shows.
Okay, but even like if you buy like an Apple box or a new cell phone,
okay,
you get like 1 year free of Apple Pay. So yeah, so look out for that, Joe.
I just gotta buy a new phone every year, a $1,200 phone every year.
Yeah, and you'll save yourself $5 a month.
I just got a new iPad too. Oh, that's so funny. I just got a new Apple Watch in November.
Oh no shit! You probably could have got for your Apple.
Fuck! I literally just bought a watch.
There's really not much to like. There's really nothing on there that's good, to be honest with you. Like,
right.
Except for this one show that I'm kind of into.
I know they have a new workout program I was interested in, but they wanted. Yeah, I'm not buying that. If I can just get the same shit. Sorry, we're getting off topic. I can get this free stuff on apps. Is what I'm saying.
No, Servant is good though. So right off the bat, this like couple, they hire a nanny for like their newborn baby. Okay. So like right off the bat, this like girl shows up, and the mom of the baby is like, "Oh, thank you so much for coming," blah blah blah, and like, we'd introduce you to the baby, but it's so early, like so late at night. You know, tomorrow we'll introduce you, blah blah. So they show her to the room, and then the dad kind of pulls her aside and like lets her know what's up. And what it is their baby died like 2 months ago. Oh. And the mom fucking like went comatose because of it. Like she like wouldn't move. She just would sit there and like not say anything for like months. She like went, like, I don't know how to call it. Okay. And her therapist suggested, what if we just give her a doll and like tell her it's her baby? And they did, and she snapped out of it. And she thinks this doll is her baby. So they hire this this
poor dad is like,
right? It's like the dad,
hang in there with me, trust me.
Right? It's like the dad and her brother are the only two people that know that, like, and like her dad as well. They're the only people who know that their baby died.
But she actually is gonna like introduce the nanny to like this doll.
Yeah, and as like this is the baby. So he's like, hey, listen, like it's fucking a doll. Like just so you know.
Act like it's a real baby.
And he's like, I'll pay you more. Just pretend it's a baby.
Oh.
So then, but then the problem is she never acknowledges that it's a doll, like the nanny. And like even when the mom's not around because she's going back to work, which is why she needs a nanny. Even when she's like not around, she pretends that the doll is a baby.
So the nanny is going crazy?
Oh, but like I guess she was never not weird, right? Like, I don't know. So like,
okay.
So, but like, and so he's like she's fucking gone. Like, you can put the doll down. Like, what's wrong with you? And she's like, I'd rather just hold him. It's okay. And it's just like, okay. And then there's a scene at like the tail end of the first episode where like the mom like hands him the baby, and then she like goes to the bathroom, and then he just fucking grabs it by the foot and like slams it against the table, like because he's just like so over it. And as soon as he does it, the girl like gasps and like pans over to her, and she's like in shock that he would treat his baby like that. It's fucking weird. But then the end of the first episode is like fucking. It's crazy.
Holy fuck! And this is on Netflix. No, it's on Apple Plus.
Apple Plus. So,
well, I can play.
Want me to spoil the fucking end of the first episode?
Not just the first viewers.
Okay, it's good.
No,
because it blew my fucking mind. I was like, "What?"
Me and you off mic. Sure,
okay.
No, not near though. Because the movie that you suggested last for me that was great was The Perfection.
Oh, that was a good movie.
That movie was great.
That was an awesome movie, actually.
Yeah, I actually almost watched it again recently.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because I kind of forgot about it, but that movie was amazing. Yeah, the movie was so fucking weird. And every time I told Steve, like every time I thought I knew where the movie was going, it switched. And then I started catching on, it switched again. And it wouldn't stop. And my mind was like, I'm doing laundry at the laundromat, and I'm just sitting there on my phone like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought, like, I had no idea where that movie was going either. Like, even, like, the one guy says, oh, I'm not feeling very well, and then the girl starts getting really sick, and she starts seeing, like, there's, like, maggots and shit in her vomit, and you're like, what is going on?
What the fuck is happening?
That movie goes to some fucking places.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this movie? But
that movie was great. I loved it.
Anyway.
All right, we went a little off topic, but...
sorry, Snatch.
Sorry, Snatch. We love you.
Ocean's 11, we'll be seeing you again.
Ocean's 11.
Deuces.
Carries on.
Bye, 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 bye.